Hello, I am glad to welcome you to my channel. As always, Leo the cat is with you. I want to ask you, what do you think about when you look at the stars? Or maybe you remember what you thought about the first time you consciously looked at the stars. This is what my story is about. The little cat's very first memory is the starry sky above his head. This happened in early childhood. But since then he became very upset if the sky was overcast. Marsic, that's the name of my friend, was attracted by the stars and space. From early childhood he dreamed of becoming an astronaut, and fly to distant planets, learn all the secrets of the universe, and maybe even meet alien civilizations. Marsic was involved in a school club for young cosmonauts, absorbed all knowledge about space. He devoted all his free time to achieving his dreams. Over time, the dream turned into a goal. This goal burned in him with a bright flame that did not fade over the years. He studied hard, graduated from an aerospace university. And now the time has come when, already a young, strong cat, he submitted documents to participate in the recruitment of candidates for the Cosmonaut Corps. The selection was multi-stage and very tough. It was necessary to undergo a serious medical examination and pass many tests. Of course, the qualifying tests were passed successfully. He demonstrated incredible endurance and composure, and the result was that he was enrolled in the squad. And Marsic had years of hard training ahead of him. Training in the Cosmonaut Corps was truly difficult. He had to master many disciplines, study the design of spacecraft and orbital stations, practice actions in emergency situations, learn to work in zero-gravity conditions. He made parachute jumps, trained in a centrifuge. Much attention was paid to strengthening muscles and endurance, and developing the vestibular apparatus. Studying a large block of theoretical training, which included the study of astronomy, physics, programming, basic medicine and many other disciplines. Often he had to train under conditions of great stress and concentration. Training for survival in the wild played a special role. The intensity of the training constantly increased, but the future cosmonaut did not give up and persistently moved towards his dream and goal. The long-awaited moment had arrived. His candidacy was approved to participate in a space expedition consisting of 3 crew members. The pre-launch preparations were very intense. The crew had to thoroughly study the design of the ship, life support systems, and practice actions in special cases. All actions were practiced many times. The young cosmonaut plunged into work headlong, giving all his strength. The crew prepared for the flight perfectly. And now is the decisive day to start. The astronauts took their places in the pilot's seats. The ship's powerful engines roared. The countdown began to count down to the last seconds. The launch was successful. G-force at the start was not as strong as Marsic expected. A few minutes later, a state of weightlessness set in. A dream come true. He is in space. Intense work began to put the ship into orbit and dock with the orbital station. Everything went smoothly. The crew began the flight program. There were many scientific experiments to be carried out and even spacewalks. Our hero was amazed by the stunning views of the Earth from the porthole. This spectacle was indescribable in beauty and power. Meanwhile, the crew members looked closely at the young cosmonaut and always gave the necessary advice. True, cosmonauts who had extensive experience in flights and spacewalks went into outer space. But the expedition came to an end and the ship had to return to land. They undocked from the station and began the landing program. The landing took place according to the standard procedure. But this does not mean at all that you are going down in an elevator. The launch and landing of a spacecraft have their own characteristics that only astronauts can feel. A dream come true, and there are new goals ahead, and new starts. The work on implementing the flight program was not completed at this point. It is necessary to draw up a detailed report on the flight, analyze all the actions of the crew. Take into account the mistakes that were made. Identify the causes of these errors. And of course, prepare for the next starts. Forward, towards the stars.